What is going on YouTube? Welcome to today's video. Now, if you've been alive recently, then you would have seen that Instagram has just been one massive Q&A. They've brought out this new feature where on your story, you can get people to ask you questions, and I put it out on my story the other day. I got a big response back from it and some really good questions. So I thought I would take this to a YouTube video to answer these. So let's get into it. It's a Sunday. France just won the World Cup. I'm not sure if I'm happy about it, but to be fair, they did deserve it. Croatia were decent. Still gutted about England, but you know what? It's done now. Anyway, let's get into a Q&A Sunday. George, if you could go back 4 to 5 years, what would you tell your younger self? Now, 5 years ago, I would have been 15 years old, and at this time, I was very stuck in my own way. So whatever worked for me, worked for me. I didn't really take advice on from others. Let's use my training and diet for an example. I was new to the gym. I had the same diet routine, which I followed, the same training program, and it worked for me because I was a newbie in the gym. However, I had older fitness professionals telling me to try out flexible dieting, to try out new workout programs, and I literally wasn't having none of it because what was working for me was working for me. However, I could have been more optimal trying out new things. So I feel like my advice to my younger self would be to take advice and learn from everyone, because whether someone's homeless, rich, fat, skinny, whatever, everyone has something different to offer and you can learn off everybody. Next question is a very controversial one. I know someone's just chucked this one out there to stir the pot a little bit. What do you think of Herbalife? Now, the products themselves I've never tried. However, I think the way people promote Herbalife is a little bit over exaggerated. I don't think supplements can have that much of an impact on you as people promote them. However, I sort of get it because from the business side, you're trying to draw people in, so you've got to big the supplements up as much as possible. However, I think it's a big money-making thing and a business thing. However, I do think it can help people's lives a lot because getting a transformation is a lot about adherence, so sticking to a plan and tracking macros or meal plans does not work for everyone. So a Herbalife shake would be really quick and easy, and I think it's good for the general public. However, I've never tried the products and I wouldn't promote something which I've never tried. So I've got no problem with it. If it works for you, then it works for you. It's going to get you results. If you can stick to it in the long run, then yes, it can be very good. Where does your motivation and drive come from? Now, I don't actually think that I'm that much of a motivational person. I'm very all in or all out. If I enjoy something, then I will put everything it takes into reaching that goal. So I really enjoy training, so I give it absolutely everything. And if I don't enjoy something, I literally am the complete opposite. I absolutely put no effort at all into it. So I think it's finding your passion. With fitness, I absolutely love it. I never really need motivating because I literally enjoy going to the gym. If I don't go to the gym, I generally get depressed. When I'm on holiday, I'm always doing exercises and movements, not because it's sad, because I generally love what I do. And I think getting results in whatever you do as well always drives you more and tries to push you further, like with anything in life, not just the gym. With YouTube, for an example, I'm fairly new to it, trying to get the hang of it, and I really want to grow it. So I'm posting more, I'm trying to get my videos better quality and just trying to improve. So motivation for me comes from myself and finding a passion. How old were you when you got into fitness? Now, I've always been into fitness growing up. Like I said, playing football, I was never the best player on the ball or the most technically gifted player. The physical side was the only bit which actually made me half decent. I was always quick, I was always strong, had a big jump on me. So yeah, the physical side just always took over, and I loved training from a very young age. I'm talking like 10 years old. I was in here doing my body weighted exercises, going out for runs outside and just doing like active things. I always used to do the 8-minute abs workout in my room like every single morning because I thought that got me abs. So yeah, I've just always loved the training side of it. And then when I was 14, I got access to go into the leisure centre where I'd go swimming, play squash, play tennis, do every sport there was under the sun. And then we used to sneak into the gym a little bit as well. However, it wasn't until I was 16 that I really got into my diet and bodybuilding training, where I was training every single day. So properly got into fitness 16 years old, but I've been into fitness all my life. What are your biggest dreams, goals and ambitions? Now, people who know me well will know that I'm not very motivated by money. I don't know if this is a good or a bad thing. I think it's a good thing. However, other people in my life don't think it's a good thing. But I've always been in this to help other people. And sometimes, obviously, running a business and trying to help people, you've got to find that balance of still earning money. And I always go out there and try and help people for free. However, I think that this is going to pay off in the long run. Like, I come to social media for a reason. I made a YouTube channel for a reason, and that is to help as many people as I can for free. And I feel like if I do this and I reach a big audience, the money is going to come with that along the way. So yeah, I'm just out here to try and help as many people as I can and educate my followers. I think that if you're out there chasing money, you're not going to get good results back from that. I really want to just give the best quality service I can, help as many people as I can, and be known as a person who helped a lot of people rather than earned a lot of money, because for me, money does not make happiness. Of course, happiness is the most important thing, and money does not make me happy. Helping other people does. Have you ever thought about leaving Pompey, Portsmouth, where I'm from, where I'm living now, and I've been brought up? Yes, I've obviously went to America twice now for 3 months at a time, and I definitely will be leaving Pompey again at some point. Obviously, this is my hometown, this is where I'm from, so I'll always be able to come back here whenever I want. However, I feel like putting yourself in different environments really helps develop yourself in your career and you as a person, and you just learn so much about yourself putting yourself in different environments. I feel like Portsmouth is not the most challenging. You're always welcome to come back to Portsmouth whenever you want. So yeah, I'm always up for new challenges, moving to different places and just learning more about life. Who are your biggest motivators? Now, I've always believed whoever you surround yourself with, you end up being like. So I live in a house with my mum and my dad. My mum works her absolute bollocks off. Literally, she leaves work for 7 AM in the morning, she grafts all day and she gets home at 10:30 every night. So her work rate motivates me so much. My dad is a very good businessman. He's very intelligent from the business side of things. So them two motivate me. My dad from the business side of things, my mum from the work rate, and obviously being with Beth. She's in the West End at the moment. She has worked so hard to get there, and she is doing 2 shows a day, 6 days a week. She's getting 1 day off, always traveling back and forth from London and just working so hard. So obviously surrounding yourself with people like that, just their motivation just like comes off them and just hits me in the face.
Shot and oh! The cannon has fired and hit Sterling directly to the face.
We straight in the schnoz. And where's Sterling? Oh, he seems to be crawling away from the goal. What is he doing?
He's throwing away the bat. Oh!
Also on social media, the people who you're watching every day on your phones are the people who you're surrounding yourself with, essentially. So I watch a lot of Gary Vee for motivation, a lot of Rob Lipsett, who's just burst onto the YouTube scene within the past few years, Christian Guzman, one of the biggest names, if not the biggest name in the fitness industry. From the business side, he puts in so much work, his YouTube, his social media, his physique. All incredible guys who just motivate me so much. So yeah, just be careful who you surround yourself with, because you are going to take their vibes into your life. Thoughts on Callum Bobrick's baby toe? What the fuck is that? When you proposing to Beth then? Not yet. Maybe one day. Can I touch your abs, please? No, you can't, because I think Beth will get very angry about that. I know she's small and she seems innocent, but she's really not. If you get on the wrong side of her, she will fuck you up. So yeah, definitely don't be coming touching my abs. What do you use to edit your videos? I use Final Cut Pro and I edit on a MacBook Air. I made the jump from iMovie. It's the best thing I've ever done. I definitely recommend Final Cut, and I use Photoshop for my thumbnails. Does your motivation to go to the gym decrease with this weather? Now, obviously it's very hot in England at the moment, and the answer to that one is actually no. If I was bulking, I think it would be a different story, because eating all that food in such hot weather would just be disgusting. So anyone bulking, I feel sorry for you. However, I think cutting and the sun goes perfect, because you get the tan, you get the shreds, you're out all day, you're being active, you have to drink a lot of water, and you don't really want to eat a lot of food. So I think for cutting, the summer is perfect. I usually leave my sessions till a bit later on, because I'm out enjoying the sun and being active throughout the day. But no, it definitely doesn't decrease. But if you're bulking, I feel sorry for you trying to get that many calories in. Is it normal to start losing strength when you get deeper into a cut? The answer to that, 100% yes. I'm only 4 weeks into my cut now and I'm already starting to lose a little bit of strength. When cutting, it's literally just a fight to keep as much strength as possible. But if you've been training for a while, it's inevitable that when you get further into that calorie deficit, you are going to lose strength. However, you cannot be the most shredded you've been and the most strongest you've been at the same time. So you've got to think of them shreds in the winter. Embrace being strong, embrace being big, and when you're shredding, just embrace being a weak little twig. However, you're absolutely shredded. Should I worry about muscular imbalances? Now, I've always struggled with a weaker left tricep and left side of my chest to my right. And when I bench press, I push through my right side and slightly move over. So what I've done to fix that is use dumbbells and do a lot of single arm controlled movements. I always start off on my left arm and I'll go till failure, say hit 12 reps, and then on my right arm I'll always hit the same amount of reps. Even if I can usually get more on my right arm, I'll always stop at that 12 reps which I got on my left, just to make sure things are even. Are you going on holiday again this year? Yes, I am. My competition is on September the 9th, and then for 2 weeks after that, Beth has booked off as holiday. So we're planning on going somewhere. We're thinking Portugal or Greece, somewhere luxury, which is quiet, and we can literally just do nothing for a good week or 10 days. So if you've got anywhere which involves food, sun, and pools, and it's got a gym. It's got to have a gym. Beth always gets angry about this because I always look for the place which has got a gym, and if it hasn't, then I won't go. So yeah, if you've got any suggestions, leave them down below in the comment section. What do you think of intermittent fasting? I am a big fan when cutting because I prefer to eat bigger meals, and in the morning I'm not a hungry person. I usually force feed myself in the morning when I'm bulking anyway. So in the morning I won't usually eat anything. I'll drink a lot of water, I'll have maybe a black coffee, and then not until 1 or 2 p.m. I'll start eating and have bigger meals. And I don't think there's any magic behind it or it's scientifically better. I think it's just better to stick to on a cut. I would rather eat bigger meals. However, if you'd rather eat little but often, don't do it. How much rest do you have between your sets? Now, when I'm doing the compound movements at the start of the session, I'll always give myself enough rest to where I feel I can give everything into my next set. So I'll usually have maybe a good 3 or 4 minutes so I can make sure I can lift as heavy as I can till absolute failure on that set. However, after maybe my first 2 compound movements and I'll move on to the isolation stuff, I usually have between 60 seconds and 120 seconds rest depending on what sort of exercise it is. We're going to end this video on a controversial one. Will you ever go on steroids? Now, I would be lying to you if I said that the thought has never gone through my mind. Like when I competed last year and I come second, I thought, what if I took steroids? I would have wiped that stage, I would have brung back first place. However, after that, I just slapped myself in the face. There was no need to slap myself there, but I slapped myself in the face, reminding myself that I've got such amazing results as a natural. There is no need for me to go over to the dark side. I'm still growing, I'm still getting results. What is the need? Is it really worth it? And in my opinion, it's definitely not. I feel like in this industry, it's been taken over by people on steroids, and people especially who take steroids and then they don't claim that they take steroids. They're the worst because they're false advertising. Of course, I'm a personal trainer. I want to set an example to my clients and my business. However, who knows, maybe in 10 years I might, but for now there is absolutely no chance. Right now, it generally doesn't even go through my mind. Like I said, it has before, but I'm pretty confident that I'm never going to take them. If I do, maybe 10 years down the line, I would inform you all about it, but hopefully it doesn't, and it probably won't. So yeah, there we go. Will I ever take steroids? No, is my answer. However, I don't hate people who take steroids. I totally understand the attraction to taking steroids. It gets you better results quicker. However, I don't think the side effects are worth it at all. And the people who are faking that they don't take steroids when they actually do, just don't be that person, please. Just go out and just admit it. We all know you're on steroids. It's so obvious to tell when someone's on steroids. I might actually make a video on this because there's so many side effects which I can spot. As a few years ago, I wouldn't be able to know if someone was on steroids, but now I can tell. There's so many side effects. So I might talk about that in a future video. But yeah, that is the Q&A finished. So thank you very much for watching. I'm going to be videoing my whole prep to my next competition, which this year hopefully I'll bring back first place. So I'm videoing everything on this channel. I'm back with the vlogs tomorrow, showing you all the lifestyle stuff. So if you're not subscribed already, subscribe to this channel by hitting the button down below. Like this video if it did help and you enjoyed it. And yeah, have a good week, everybody. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace!